This bat has got sharper radar than the Nautilus. Don't fuck with me, Charlie.
From two different viewpoints, Charlie and Slade find themselves bringing more to the table than a simple paid job. We have Charlie with a dilemma that could jeopardize his future, and with Slade whose mistake blew up in his face, quite literally. A mentorship-like friendship that seizes opportunities and being open to the contradictions in life, places the strength in being genuine, having compassion and courage, and still finding one's integrity to be intact. Scent of a Woman explores more than what is given to us at face value, expressing the problems and the strength needed to overcome them. This is Two Takes, and this is One Shot, an analysis of the film Scent of a Woman.
I'm not bad, no. I'm rotten.
We see Slade as this atrocious person, an outspoken drunk, but looking deeper, Slade is simply and horribly depressed. He's been out of service for a long time, but still talks and gestures like a lieutenant because that's the last point in his life where he had genuine control over his own destiny. He's toxic to his grandchildren because their antics might feel like they're mocking him. He cannot express compassion towards them because of his overwhelming worthlessness. Whereas at the end, after Slade finally makes peace with his condition, he is tender and sweet towards them. At the Thanksgiving dinner, to which Slade and Charlie just show up without an invitation, has Slade placing his nephew in a chokehold because of his absolute disregard of any sort of respect towards Charlie's preference on his own name. Sure, Randy was an asshole, enslaving Slade, commenting on his one mistake in life and how he's just a blind drunk, but Slade also jabs the guy by saying he doesn't satisfy his wife. So everyone is in the wrong, and no one deserves this kind of toxic remarks. But the chokehold, the final blow, presents how close to the surface Slade is by boiling over. It shows his vulnerability in his outburst. He doesn't care about the comments made by him, but by someone who doesn't deserve it, Charlie. That's where it gets personal. And it seems a lot of things happen to Charlie that are not truly deserved, whereas that could have happened to Slade in the past, who just took it on the chin and became the villain that everyone already saw him as. It's a repercussion with someone younger, and Slade saw this and acted out, protecting and yelling at Charlie not to sell out like he did. But what Slade doesn't realise is that with all his mistakes in the past, he can redeem himself in his future. And with Charlie, before the damage is done, Slade fights on his side, taking away the one thing that could have an impact and place Charlie on the right path before it was taken away from him. And in turn, Charlie shows that Slade is good as Charlie himself, and that time can heal. When Slade comes back after being with the escort, he is quiet and remorseful even. It's not the same, it seems. Being with a woman physically and then having a woman love you, Slade knows that this is as much as he can get, what with the sense of women being like a little tease to his senses. In the end, because of how he is, what mistakes he has done, Slade, deep down, doesn't feel that he deserves that one thing he wants, which is the love of a woman. And therefore, slowly finding acceptance in the scent being the beginning, but not the end of the stream, holds true by the end of the film. Slade deserves it as much as the next man, and through Charlie's thoughtful comments, Slade might just believe that too. The prank in question, a balloon filled with liquid on top of Trask's car that, when popped, sprayed the headmaster and the car with white liquid, whilst the students look on with amusement. Easy to fix, right? Clean yourself up in the car. The poem on the loud led to a truth, but also about how Trask was essentially bribed by the trustees of the new car. The students know this, and they dislike it. The meaning behind the prank was to present a front against a corrupt headmaster. He can be bribed, so what else is he willing to do? It's a hit to him to come back down to earth. These kids aren't stupid. And with what happens, this is proven time and again. Based upon a bribe towards Charlie, peer pressure from the student body and his friends that were involved, and also the threat of expulsion, there was many thoughts about whether Charlie should or shouldn't snitch on them. The ethics of this decision actually lies not in the outcome, but the reasoning behind it, while still giving importance to such a decision. Let's be honest here, Charlie's friends committed a prank, not a heinous crime like murder, harassment, or endangerment of anyone. If indeed Charlie saw this instead, whether or not the headmaster was honest or dishonest, pleasant or unpleasant, Charlie would speak up. but essentially the prank bruised an ego and stained a car. Charlie didn't rat them out because he exercised courage and principle by not betraying his friends, but it was also in the best interest of the school by not lowering the bar on an insignificant act which the headmaster blew way out of proportion. Adding to this, if it were peer pressure that would place the outcome of telling, then Charlie would have done what George had done because it was the path of least resistance. This, with the underlying notion that Charlie knows that Trask is an unfair administrator of justice, just shows, through the private conversation between them, was essentially presented the bribe to Harvard, as well as Trask's overall reaction to place blame on anyone really to feel some superiority. It just shows to Charlie that the system is broken, and the prank really did emphasize this point. So why would he go against it and help a tainted individual when the truth lies in the incident? But there is more here than this. As overthinkingit.com writes, if someone holds true to their codes of ethics, in this case the idea of integrity, then it shouldn't have to be coerced by any means. It's an instant to the rich kids, it's an inconvenience to the headmaster, it's a spectacle to the student body, but it's Charlie's future, his world. Sure, Slade is flamboyant about it, but it really is the kid's soul in the balance. He wouldn't even have been there in the first place had he not jeopardized his code of ethics in the first place by being pressured into landing a book that was reserved for someone else. A book one day, a simple snitch a week later. Where does it end? Charlie let his ethics slide once. Why would he do it again when the cost is so much higher? Of Charlie's future and soul in the balance because of a headmaster that cannot keep his cool, by a bully mentality because he works in a posh boys' school, and therefore almost every student is untouchable because of their parents and their wealth. And therefore, why not have some steam by ruining the poor kid's life? The decision that Charlie went with was certainly not the smartest or the best one, but this just shows how horrible the headmaster is, and how useless the committee is by letting it happen. As unlucky_restaurant27 via Reddit puts it, nobody was any good there but Charlie, because he was the one not acting by anger, fear, or interest, but by the commandments of his soul, even if foolish. But let's look at the bigger picture here. Taking care of Slade for the weekend was essentially a means to an end, but in the long run, Charlie had done more than he could have dreamed of. Overall, Charlie's real ethical victory doesn't lie in the school system, but with Slade. He saved a man's life, whose own family had essentially written him off. The man who was the only one that would stand up for Charlie in his hour of need, and that's more priceless than anything. Whether or not the school would have expelled him, Charlie's soul is intact by helping a lost one.
What do you give a shit for?
About what?
About what? About whether I blow my brains out or not.
Because I have a conscience, you know?
You have a conscience. I forgot. The Charlie conscience. Do we tell? Do we not tell? Do we follow the rich boy's code or not? Do we let this blind asshole die or not? Yeah. Conscience, Charlie. When were you born, son? Around the time of the round table? Haven't you heard? Conscience is dead.
Oh, I haven't heard.
Well then, take the fucking wax out of your ears! Grow up! It's fuck your buddy. Cheat on your wife. Call your mother on Mother's Day. Charlie, it's all shit.
With Slade insisting the time of the round table was gone, and how people's intentions perhaps might be two-faced, we get to see Slade's turning of a corner when it comes to finding what was lost in the time through Charlie, especially in the trial scene. The Arthurian legend states the importance of the round table, the knights who sat around it, to symbolise equality. There was no head of the table, everyone was treated equally in their opinion and stance, regardless of background and status. It also presented unity with a code of chivalry, emphasising honour, loyalty, and moral integrity. Slade uses this description at first to present how naive Charlie is, but then Slade realises that this integrity, the chivalry and honesty that Slade has had throughout the adventure in New York comes from Charlie through his heart. He's on the precipice, a moment that can destroy him because of the outside factors that hold him against his better judgment. Slade caught on pretty quick how this dilemma can remind him of this one moment that had changed his life, the moment that destroyed him. As poet of arts beautifully puts it, in a way, he, Slade, is begging the council not to subject Charlie to a similar thing. He is good, he doesn't deserve it, and it's simply not worth it to spare the rich jerks who really did it and destroy the life of a boy, especially to satisfy the pride of a malicious headmaster. All in all, Slade changes his mind, his moral compass beginning to spin, and find that Charlie is good overall. It's a stand towards a corrupt system based on ego. It's a stand towards one man's mission to get some justice even at the cost of someone who does not have the power nor the money to hide behind. It's a call back to the Round Table, a plea towards Bayard and their ambitions to see sense beyond what the school is demanding, and to see oneself as better than a school motto. Slade immediately thought of Bayard as a bunch of runny-nosed snots in tweed jackets, all studying to be George Bush, generalising the whole student body to basically be the same mix of entitlement and recklessness that has them being able to hide behind their family name. But Charlie, as a unique being, has Slade start to believe again, not in the school, but in the ingenuity of the modern man. And because of Charlie, the time of men upholding integrity even at a personal cost might not just be featured in a legend after all. Scent of a Woman presents the beginning of something that one wants, that one can get if you believe it enough. Slade, with all his flaws, and with Charlie, with all his integrity, present this balance that shows the edges, the sore spots, the sharpness of those edges that people mistake as their depths, but really is presenting the sharpness of the edges of life. Charlie and Slade both represent opportunities lost and gained, with their mentorship-like relationship that emphasizes what is important in life with all the naivety, conflict, pressure, and integrity flowing around them. There is a passion and love, whether that be through the family or through a potential love interest. Importance lies in the potential for more, the potential of finding out more from a scent of a woman, to draw the depths and find out one's core, one's own courage that can bring new horizons. By embracing all of the senses and experiencing the moments for what they are with resilience, self-discovery, and appreciation for the opportunities that life has to offer. What are your thoughts on what was discussed in this episode? Comment and let me know to open up a conversation. Like and subscribe for more content of this nature, and come talk to me on Twitter or Instagram. Better yet, support the show on my Patreon to help a creator such as myself with learning on the go. Each like, each comment, each subscriber fuels the motivation I need to make better and better content for yours truly. Come say hi, and thanks for watching.